What is up, you guys? It's Dom here from Dojo Productions, and today let's talk about my all-time favorite prime lens. Let's do this. Alright, so I did a video talking about my all-time favorite lens. If I could just have one lens on my camera at all times, it would be this lens, and that was the 17-50 f2.8. But that's a zoom lens, and now I want to talk about my favorite prime lens. So I had a friend of mine get a hold of me because she wanted to know, what kind of lens should I get? And I asked her, well, what do you want to shoot? And she said, I want to shoot portraits, and I also kind of want to do the YouTube thing, because she does have a YouTube channel, so please check it out. Her name is Jelena Elizabeth. Check out her channel. She does lifestyle stuff. It's her and her kid. Super cute stuff. Definitely recommend it. Link in the description. So anyway, Jelena, this is a video for you. And today we're talking about my favorite lens, and that is this. This is the 35mm 1.8. So this 35mm 1.8, if I do not have the 17-50 f2.8 on my lens, or on my camera, this is the lens that's probably going to be on my camera. Why? Well, let's take a look. So you said you wanted to get kind of portraits and some blurry backgrounds, but you also wanted to do the YouTube thing. I think this offers it in the best way possible because it is inexpensive and it also just gives a very professional look. I super like using the 35 because it's not too wide and it's also just not too tight. It's kind of a nice in between, and it also just looks the most natural. And by looking natural, I mean it looks most like what the human eye would see. We see at about, I think it's like a 45 or a 50mm point of view. Now on this crop sensor camera, like my D7200 right here, or in your case, you have the Canon M50, that will equate to about a 50mm point of view. So, field of view. So this, I think, is the lens that you need to get. Since we're talking about the 35, I should probably just throw it onto my camera, so let me do that. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm on the 35mm lens, and as you can see, it looks pretty darn good. This is kind of that YouTuber, kind of nice, you know, head and shoulders kind of shot that you see in a lot of YouTube videos. And I think this looks pretty darn good. I don't know about you, but I definitely look and feel like a YouTuber now. I super like the 35mm lens. I think it is a good lens for sharpness. It has pretty decent sharpness at 1.8. And if I stop the lens down, it's pretty darn sharp. I've noticed that at aperture f5, I think that's where this lens is the sharpest. Another thing that's great about the 35mm 1.8 is the fact of the aperture. The aperture is obviously giving me just kind of this really nice blurry background back here, but it also lets in a lot of light so you can save the quality of your video with ISO. So when you crank up that ISO, the image kind of looks noisy and it doesn't look really good. Well, having a really nice bright aperture like f1.8 or lower, it definitely gives you a really nice kind of a clean image. I use this 35mm lens actually quite a lot. I do a lot of commercial work with it. I do a lot of music videos. I just walk around with it. If I just want to take a lens and a camera out and just go hang out with some friends, I'm probably going to take along the 35mm and my Nikon D7200. I think that this lens is kind of just the best all-around prime lens. So I would definitely say that if you want to get a lens, this is probably the lens to get. Another just fantastic thing about this 35mm lens is the price. I think I got mine for like 200 bucks and that's it. And I have obviously been very, very happy with it. All right, a couple of downsides with the lens. The first thing is the build quality. Again, I got it for $200, so you can imagine that the build quality probably isn't exactly the best. It is plastic. I think the mount for it is metal though. I think. I'd have to look. But I think that's pretty much really just my only downside to it, really. So I hope this video helped. If it did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you loved it, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comment section below and I'll be sure to get to those. And until next time, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.